right. From Software's next game, footage leak, Spellbound after Armored Core 6. Well, like I was saying before, they, at least from what I've seen, I mean, I saw a little bit, they're suspecting it's going to come out in like maybe 2025, that it's going to be a high fantasy open world game with like a massive city and stuff. No, Millennia's not. No, I don't know. No, well, maybe. I don't know. There have been other characters. Wasn't Patches in multiple games? Although I don't think that Melina is in it. We'll watch the video. We'll watch the video.
What's up, everybody? Yesterday, I made a video on a leak of FromSoftware's next game where it could possibly be called Spellbound. Now, the video blew up and it created a lot of conversation around if this is real or not. Now, there are some developments. Some video has appeared on Reddit. Now, keep in mind, the person who...
It's Reddit, though. Reddit does a couple good things, but...
posted this video is not the same one that made the post on 4chan. So if this video
4chan,
turns out to be
okay.
fake, doesn't mean that Spellbound itself is fake. So first of all, I'm going to play the video so you guys can see for yourself, and then we will discuss it.
I mean, it looks pretty sick. Very crazy. I mean, obviously, this is like... It looks like it's a recording of a screen, and it's not, like, finished. But they were saying they started working on it potentially 2021. So it's been a few years. But let's see.
So is it real or is it fake?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe the fact that this account was created today could be a red flag.
It is a red flag.
If I were to leak something, I would probably use a burner account as well.
True.
Now,
with a VPN and Tor. I would not want to get sued.
Comparison, let me show you the Elden Ring leak that happened, I believe, 1 or 2 years before the game came out, so we can compare to see if this would actually make sense.
Oh. Shit.
Oh, you tragic thing. You've crossed the sea of fog all the way to the Riftlands. Well, this is the very edge of the map. Imagine what drives you to seek the Elden Ring. I suppose you can't be talked into turning back. Very well, then.
So that leak was very real, obviously.
Yeah.
But it was also much more professional, and it looked much more legitimate than what we just saw earlier. Now, possibly it's just a cloud chaser that's trying to get some attention, but two things are about to happen. Either A, someone is going to find where this footage is from and completely disprove this, or B, nobody's going to be able to find it, and it might add some credence that this might actually be a video from the game. Now, even if it is disproven that this is bullshit, it doesn't mean that Spellbound is not real. It just means that this Redditor is a complete joke and is just trying to get some attention. So please, guys and gals, make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will keep you updated on everything Elden Ring, FromSoftware. I've been a huge fan of FromSoftware for the last 7 to 8 years. I believe that they're definitely the best developer out there without a shadow of a doubt. Everything they touch pretty much turns to gold, so make sure to subscribe to my channel for all the news going forward. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.
So, oh man, I don't know. That Elden Ring leak, though, that was surreal. Yeah, I didn't see it either, but I also didn't really get into FromSoftware stuff until I played Dark Souls 3, and I played Dark Souls 3 just before Elden Ring came out, and then I played Elden Ring. Yeah, I like to watch game trailers, but I don't usually like to watch anything besides the game trailer, if that makes sense. I like going in just blind, so I feel pretty much the same. But I definitely do watch game trailers, because I want to see like what the game looks like. But I don't know, if it's from like a company that I trust, I'm probably just gonna, like, I'm just gonna jump right into Armored Core 6. I have faith in FromSoftware for sure. Let me see here. There was another video talking about it that I saw. For some reason, I don't have it open.
All right, what's going on?
Hold on. Okay, here we go. Ziostorm video. So, you know, I want to check this one out. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that, AJ. Okay. So, here's a Ziostorm video about it that I want to check out. I like Ziostorm. He makes really good content, so I want to see what he has to say.
Alright, what's going on, guys? Today we have a very, very interesting thing to cover. Potentially the next FromSoftware game after Armored Core might have leaked. Now, this leak has been garnering a lot of attention and discussion online, and while I wasn't originally planning on making an entire video about this, the more we've discussed the possibility, the off chance that this is real gets a little bit bigger. So we're going to break down absolutely all of the details about this leak, go over what might check out and what might be a red flag, and then give my verdict at the end of the video, telling you just how likely I think this is. So as we get into that today, I do want to let you guys know that I am going to be giving away a copy of Armored Core 6 to one winner here on the channel, and all you got to do to enter that giveaway is be subscribed, leave a like on the video, and drop a comment in the comment section down below. But with all that, let's go ahead and get into it. To start this off, let me give you a little bit of a warning. When it comes to leaks like this, please do not assume that it's real. The purpose of this video is to simply make you aware and generate a discussion around it, because number one, it's fun, and you never know what might turn out to be true, but also because the last 5 leaks we've covered here on the channel have all turned out to be very true, so it does appear like there has been a major leak at FromSoftware recently, and the contents of today's might also follow along those lines. But this one does have some major differences than those others, which we will discuss. 2 days ago, a new post emerged over on the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit, discussing a very interesting post that was made over on 4chan, which claimed to both know about FromSoftware's next game after Armored Core 6, and provided lots of very lengthy details about that game. Now, here's my stance when it comes to leaks from 4chan. I do not like 4chan as a source whatsoever, because it's impossible to run a credibility check on the source of the leak. Anyone can say anything and we would never know the difference between them and someone who actually has knowledge. But it's that anonymous nature that makes it a hotspot for leakers, which is why we've seen most of FromSoftware's games leak over there, such as Elden Ring. Now, if all we had to go off of was the 4chan post, then I wouldn't be making a video on this, but we do have one major point of evidence contributing to this leak that makes it a little bit too much to ignore. The post reads, 4chan user claims FromSoftware's next game after Armored Core 6 is called Spellbound, and that it might be teased at the Game Awards later this year. Elaborating further at the bottom that the game is going to be released in Q1 of 2025. And what we see at the Game Awards is going to be just a few second long teaser, with the first proper trailer being shown in summer 2024. Now, before we discuss all the excruciating details provided with this leak, let me show you what's really interesting about this. Now, that last post was made 2 days ago. But over a month ago, a request was made for a subreddit called Spellbound with the description of the upcoming game Spellbound, which is rumored to be in development by FromSoftware. And here's some subtext provided by the post author. Around an hour ago, someone made a post on 4chan claiming that FromSoftware's next game would be called Spellbound. Then a Reddit user made a post about it on Gaming Leaks and Rumors that I have linked in the top of my post. On that same post, some people claimed that there was already a game in development called Spellbound, made by Chucklefish Studios. So I checked to see if there was a subreddit for Spellbound. Now apparently Spellbound got its name changed to Witchbrook, and the subreddit was closed for around 5 years. I then checked the only moderators post I saw. On March 27th, the moderator made a post on r/Reddit request.
But when Elden Ring was like leaked, didn't they call it something different as well and then changed it to Elden Ring? So the game itself might not actually be called Spellbound. It might just be like a placement holder, so people don't know the actual name. I don't remember exactly what the Elden Ring like fill-in name was, but I don't know. Dark Souls 4, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Dark Souls 4 would be kind of cool though.
Which is a sub for people to make requests to get moderatorship of old and abandoned subs. The user requested the subreddit for the following reasons, I quote, "I'd like to use this subreddit to build a community for the upcoming game Spellbound, which is rumored to be in development by FromSoftware. I'd like to use the subreddit to build a community for the game so fans of the game and other FromSoftware games can have a place to talk about the game on the subreddit." And the second reason being there are no current moderators of the subreddit as it was banned for being unmoderated. So here's what's weird. The subreddit request claimed that there was a rumored game called Spellbound that they would like to make the subreddit for, but the rumor about Spellbound did not start until a month after the request was made. So what in the world were they talking about? There was no rumored game called Spellbound back then, and I really don't know what to make of that. Either we have an extremely odd coincidence, or the same person made both the request and the 4chan leak, or it's real and there's some inside information going around that we don't know. Now the other reason I decided to actually talk about this was because the situation we have here is exactly how Elden Ring leaked in the first place. Back when it was first called Great Rune, and a 4chan post was made with a lot of weird details that everybody thought was way too good to be true. But as we now know, it was all very much real. So with that in mind, let's get into the 4chan post itself. About the game. The game has been in development since mid-2021. Current release window is for Q1 2025, February through March 2025. And here's the first potential red flag. Now, we don't know where the author of this post is from, but Q1 for FromSoftware is not February or March. FromSoftware and Katakawa, their parent company, operate on the Japanese fiscal year, which doesn't actually begin until April. So where a February or March release date would put them would actually be Q4 of the previous year. So what it should say is Q4 2024. But that all depends on where the information was gathered from, and they could actually just be talking about the first 25% of the year. So it's not a total red flag, but just keep that in mind. Earliest possible reveal is a few seconds long teaser during this year's TGA. Earliest possible trailer will be shown in summer 2024, most likely June 2024, and I think that would make sense. The game is directed by Hidetaka Miyazaki, and the game will be published by FromSoftware as well. There will be no third-party studios publishing the game. Now I heard some people talking about how that right there was a red flag, but that actually makes sense. As we've talked about in past videos analyzing the Katakawa reports, part of the reason why Sony and Tencent upped their stake in FromSoftware was to allow them to become an independent publisher, no longer using companies like Bandai Namco, Activision, or Sony. Now both Armored Core and Elden Ring are published by Bandai Namco, so I could definitely see the next major game being their first as an independent. So I do think this part of the leak actually makes sense. The game will release solely on the next gen consoles and PC, PS5, Xbox Series X, and PC. And I think that makes sense as well. The game is mainly a spin-off of the Souls formula with a heavy emphasis on magic. We'll expand on this more later. The game takes place in late 18th century, 1780s to 90s, European-inspired fictional world. That's cool. The game is not a spiritual sequel to Bloodborne, and the game has no connections with Bloodborne. The game has one very large legacy dungeon, which is the city in which the game takes place, and an open world outside it. The city is about 2 to 3 times larger than all of Elden Ring's dungeons combined, and is probably the most interconnected world FromSoftware has designed so far. Cool. The open world segment of the game is as big as 2 to 3 open world areas of Elden Ring. The open world segments of the game contain forest, farmlands, mountainous areas, coast, villages, caves, and smaller dungeons. But overall, the game size is probably slightly smaller than Elden Ring. So basically, we're looking at Hogwarts Legacy done by FromSoftware. And
it's a big freaking game though. Like, Elden Ring is massive. A Steam key on Discord? Wait, me or someone else, or of what?
While that may sound kinda ridiculous, I could absolutely see them doing it. Further gameplay details. In this game, the main divergence from the Souls series is that the main focus of the game are spells. Spells can be wielded like weapons and have movesets like normal weapons. There is no mana/MP bar in the game, and spells do not have a finite use. They use stamina, which generates like any other Souls game. There are still melee weapons in the game, and melee builds are still a viable option. It's just that the main focus of the game is on spells. There are melee weapons with magical abilities projectiles, etc. There is a system similar to the Ashes of War system from Elden Ring. The game has no set protagonist and there is a character creator. The game will have multiplayer, and there is no chalice dungeon-like system that I am aware of yet. There is a great emphasis on customizing your gear and clothing. Customizing your gear and clothing gives them various effects that changes them both visually and gameplay-wise. There are weapons that are similar to trick weapons from Bloodborne, but these have a magical stance and a normal melee stance instead of a physical transformation. The game in general is a bit more action-oriented and less RPG-oriented. I would classify it as being much more RPG than Sekiro and a bit less than Bloodborne. Okay. There are underwater areas in the game and the player character can swim. The player character can crouch, jump, and hug walls, however they cannot climb. There is a day and night cycle in the game, however it is mostly visual and it only has some effects on some enemies and select few areas. The leaker then says, "In the future, if I make an update post regarding this game, I will give you information about this post that will confirm my identity." So we will be on the lookout for that follow-up post. So what do I make of Spellbound here? From all the details that the leak provided, unlike many other 4chan leaks, there's nothing here that immediately jumps out as a major red flag. All of the details are absolutely realistic and definitely sound like something FromSoftware would do. Now the biggest standout to me is the name itself. Spellbound is a game that already exists, and that game sounds incredibly generic for a FromSoftware game. But if that is the current name of the game, then it will likely change before release. As we know with Bloodborne being Project Beast and Elden Ring being Great Rune once upon a time. But that's kind of overall the problem I have with this leak. Everything sounds a little bit too realistic, especially considering how much Miyazaki has stressed that the next games he makes are going to be more abstract and weird than what we already have. Now, of course, the leak doesn't provide any story details, which is primarily what he was referring to there. But ultimately, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm going to keep an eye out for any follow-up posts that happen, since the leaker does say multiple times they're going to be providing more information. But as it stands right now, we really have no way to validify this leak. There's no proof given. So for an overall score, I'm going to give it a 50% chance of being real, because there's nothing to immediately discredit it, but also nothing too stark to back it up. But we will be discussing this and keeping an eye on it further. Let me know what y'all think down in the comments below. Either way though, that's going to pretty much do it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it and subscribe if you're new around here. And with all that, I will catch you in the next one.
Yeah. No, I mean, I hope it's true because it sounds amazing. It sounds awesome. I want that kind of game. I want it. I want it bad. I want it really badly. I want it in my eyes. Oh, this isn't AGT Jake, this is Storm. Oh no, no worries, Doom. It's all good. Oh my gosh. I hope that this game is real. It probably won't end up being called Spellbound, but we'll see, I guess. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, I'm probably gonna play like everything that FromSoftware puts out, because it's just, I don't know, I've gained an awful lot of faith in them. I hope they can stick to this. However, there's been a lot of luck with Miyazaki's and keeping up with the quality, so I'm not too worried, to be honest. You know. Yeah, alright, Bridges. Injected into my eyeballs.